headed to Glacier National Park today. This is a place I've been staring at for years. The old computers. Finally gonna get to see it in person today. The drive-in is not bad. So I do have reservations for Big Creek Campground this evening. So that's one day, as I was able to reserve. But I got a list of campgrounds that are first come, first serve. So the cool thing on their on the Glacier National Park website and a few other national park websites is you can look at all the campgrounds and you can see at what time every day at every campground the first come, first serve filled up. I think that's a good measure to see how busy things are. And it looked really bad this past weekend because this past weekend was Memorial Day weekend, so a lot of them filled up, but a few of them didn't even fill up on Memorial Day. So plan on staying 5 days. Try to see how much I can explore in 5 days. Got tons of food, so been doing a lot of cooking. And then from there I'm gonna head a little bit southwest, not far, maybe 50 miles. There's a lake something or other. Looks like there's tons of camping and it's really inexpensive, and hang out there for a bit and enjoy some beautiful weather. I'm just trying to, right now I'm just kind of playing the elevation game, because where I just came from in Missoula, it's going to be 90 today and then 96 for the next couple days. And where I'm headed right now is, you know, it's 100 miles north, so it's not far, but the elevation change is, it goes from like 3,500 feet to, I don't know, 6,000 to 7,000 feet. So considerably less hot. I think it's only supposed to be in the high 70s. So that's the plan. Sure is pretty out here. I had to make a pit stop. I saw the sign for Flathead Lake State Park. This lake is gorgeous. It's huge. I think only Tahoe is bigger, or at least deeper. But man, so we're just driving on these kind of back roads back behind the main highway area. It's all these orchards and all these lakefront views. And this, if you have money, this is where to live. It's beautiful. It's so peaceful. So driving to our campground at Big Creek near Glacier. I didn't realize I'm not in Glacier. I'm actually like 40 minutes from the entrance of Glacier. This place is remote. On this for 8 miles, and that's after being 15 miles on pavement from the last time I saw a building. This is remote. Hope it's a nice campground, at least. Onyx can't wait to get there. Well, that was a brutal drive-in. I wonder how many panels of my van fell off. Anyway, let's check out the payoff. Let's see if it's worth it. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. It's like beach sand. I'm going swimming in that, and I bet Onyx will too. Woo! To say we're excited would be an understatement. Just leaving camp on the outskirts of West Glacier. Get to drive this road for 14 miles, so that's exciting. Really don't have a game plan for the day. I know that the Going to the Sun Road is closed, like right in the middle parts. So the east part is open and the west part is open, so I don't know. We're going from, just left our campground at Big Creek and headed to another campground, which is a little bit closer, 14 miles closer to the park. See if they have availability. I feel like they're going to. I just got a gut feeling. So that's the plans for this morning, and then just kind of get our, figure out what our game plan is for the next few days to explore this park. Glacier! I'm in Glacier! I'm so far away from home! Glacier! I'm not even in the park yet, and look at this. All right, campsite is secured. B80 at Fish Creek. Completely different type of campground. First impressions, it is a lot of people. I think it's one of the bigger campgrounds. It is way larger. And when I say large, I don't know if it's physically bigger, but it's just like all the sites are crammed together. So whereas Big Creek, where I stayed last night, the sites are really spread apart. Felt like had a good amount of privacy. Whereas this one, I mean, you are right on top of each other. So, but I'm glad to get that out of the way. A little after 8 o'clock. I'm gonna stay there for 2 nights, and then maybe go back to Big Creek. I don't know. But it's much closer to the park. So we're gonna go check out Agpar Village and check out the visitor center. See what hikes this dude can do. I know there's not many, but I think there are a couple. So we're gonna go check that out. And good start to the morning though. Got a beautiful mountain reflection shot and saw a deer already. Yeah, let's go, Glacier. So here's a good sign. It's 8 o'clock or so in the morning, and I'm walking up to the visitor center. Empty parking lot. That never happens. Visitor center was open. Got my sticker, you know, because I don't break rules. Now, I guess I'm just ready to go explore. Actually, coffee first. I'm gonna go to Agpar Village. It's supposed to be a restaurant or somewhere to get coffee. Just one little tidbit of information I got from the visitor center. They said it's been really empty here since they implemented the ticketing procedures for the Going to the Sun Road. People just aren't coming. And it sort of makes sense because like I've tried literally for the past month to get a ticket, because like once you get a ticket, It's good for 7 days or whatever, and I didn't know exactly when I was going to be here, so I just tried to get one anyway. And it's not that they've sold out, it's that on their little calendar at recreation.gov, the entire time it just says not yet available. So I haven't been able to get a ticket. I did see one date available, which was like sometime in late August. So I guess that's really put a damper on the travelers. I mean, that was great. I mean, there was hardly anybody at the visitor center. So I'm hoping it stays that way. There's not that many. I mean, there was a lot of people at the campground. But still, even there, that's like the most popular campground, and he gave me like 12 different options of available camp spots. Usually people are in line to like early in the morning to get in line to get a camp spot. So I feel like I nailed it timing wise. It's early June. It's like June 2nd. So might stay here a week. I don't know. All right, coffee's acquired. Game plan is set up. But I'm not going to get anywhere. I keep pulling over for, look at these, look at this. All right, so the game plan is we're going to go into West Glacier, since I'm close to that anyway, because I'm camping near Agpar Village, and drive it all the way to the east entrance, and then go a little bit north to Two Rivers Lake. Does that sound right? Two Medicine Lake. So we're gonna go check that out. Couple hour drive, like an hour 45, which will probably take me 3 days because of all the stops, and also I drive slow. But it's getting, it's like 10 o'clock. I've got to kind of work our adventures around the weather. It's supposed to be up in the high 80s today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So try to do all the explorations in the mornings, and then chill at the campground, and then go back for the evenings. Because it's like it never gets dark here. The sun never sets. It was last night, I think it was 10:30 before it was, and even then it wasn't even dark. So it's like I have all this time, and then it comes up, like the sun comes up at 5 a.m. It's pretty cool. So that's the game plan. Gotta find out what kind of hikes are dog friendly. I've heard that there are a couple of them in the park. And the rest I'll have to do in the mornings when I can leave Onyx in the van. I'm ready for this drive. Highway 2, let's go! This is Upper Two Medicine Lake, and it's pretty. And I do mean real pretty. I feel like driving around, so we drove from the West Glacier to East, this is on the east side, East Glacier. I feel like out of all the national parks, this is one that's going to require exploring by foot a lot more than being able to see things by vehicle. Which is cool, which is great. The only downside is having a dog with you, because you're not allowed on the trails, so, which kind of sucks. But just know that, like, to see a lot of these things, you can drive there, and they're very pretty drives. But I think the heart of Glacier is in the backcountry hikes, which, man, I'd love to do. And there's so many. There's so many like established campgrounds and things like that for the backcountry. I don't know, just my opinion so far. This is day one. That may change. I just wish that I had a camera that could capture how cool this is. If you can see the peak, that mountain right there, the moon is right above it. But I don't think it'll capture on GoPro. Like I said, I'm not going to get anywhere with these types of views on all these pullouts. I said pullout. I always talk about how I usually don't prepare for things. I just show up and figure it out when I get there. Well, that just really bit me in the butt. I was going to Mini Glacier, and I've just driven an hour and 21 minutes from where I was at wherever that lake was, to Medicine, and just saw a sign that Mini Glacier is closed. Neat. Well, it was still a pretty drive, so nothing's a waste, right? So I'm turning around and doing this whole drive all over again, all the way back to West Glacier. It's a long day of driving. Man, these views. The time has come. We are about to drive the Going to the Sun Road in Glacier National Park. It's supposed to be the prettiest drive in all the land. It's only partially open though. It's open to, it's called Avalanche Point. I don't know. It looks like it drives around Lake McDonald and then up to a few places. So I'm just excited to drive it. I've been reading and watching YouTube videos about this place. It feels like my whole life. I get to do part of it. Woo! Okay, just a quick update. Some hours have passed since I just said that last bit of stuff that I said. Stopped by a ranger. You gotta wait till after 5 o'clock to do it if you don't have the pass. And I have some thoughts on the pass. I'll get to that probably at the end of this episode or whatever. So, anyway, now at 6 o'clock, now I'm going to the Going to the Sun Road. Woo! Strong start, Lake McDonald. Well, I am now 10 miles in to the Going to the Sun Road, and I have to say, relatively uneventful. Some good views, occasionally pop out views of some of these big mountain peaks. Definitely can see Lake McDonald to the left, but other than that, it has been, well, a series of trees. Not one to judge yet, but I know it only goes like 17 miles before it's closed. So, ooh, McDonald Falls. I'm definitely going to that on the way back. So I only have 7 more miles for this to really be something cool. Other than that, I think it's a failure. We'll see. You know, they say the path to hell is paved in good intentions. And I feel like that's what's happened here at Glacier with the whole ticketing procedure to the Going to the Sun Road. Cool concept, trying to limit people to come here. Makes sense. The problem is they made tickets available for sale, 500 or so per day. They made them available at late April for the next 3 months at $1 or so a piece. The problem is people who may or may not be going to Glacier bought up all the tickets. So there are no tickets available for people who actually come here. So, a couple issues that brings up. When I was at the visitor center, talked to a couple rangers, are like, oh yeah, visitors are down. There's hardly anybody here, which has been the case. There hasn't been that many people here. which has been awesome. The problem is you can't get into a lot of the parts of the park between the hours of 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. because you have to have a ticket to get there. And there are no tickets available. There haven't been tickets available since April 28th. So what happens is you need a ticket from the hours of 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. So everybody is here now on Going to the Sun Road. I mean, everybody. This is where we're at right now is the Avalanche Area Campground, which is not open yet. It's June 2nd. But they made it available for parking, overflow parking, which is very, 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 very necessary because there are people everywhere. That's nuts. So I don't know what the solution is. I'm sure it was, like I said, it was all in good intentions to sort of limit the flow of traffic. It's a failure and a half in many regards, and this is one. Man, I'm gonna have to say it. This is weird for me because if you followed along, you know I'm a pretty optimistic person. Very much so. But Glacier, for me, as a dog owner, has been a bit of a bust. It's I mean, we've been to, well, this is our it's my 22nd national park. It's Onyx's 20th national park. So we're no stranger to the national park game, no stranger to the point where dogs aren't typically allowed in a lot of places. And it's been fine because in a lot of places there's, you know, things to do, places to take him. Here, I mean, it's just like, there is nothing. And it goes back to the opinions, my opinions, on this park is better served on foot and not by vehicle. I know that this is the prettiest national park, and I know that just from, well, the interwebs. But what I've seen is just a few little bits and pieces of this place, and unfortunately, it was a timing issue with the Going to the Sun Road. I only got to see the first 17 miles, which were, I mean, it's just trees, some mountains in the background. You have to hike into it, and all the points of Glacier, like when you see like the entrances of East Glacier and West Glacier and Many Glacier and To Medicine and all these different entry points, those are points where you go and you park and you hike 12 to 20 miles, whatever it is, into the dope spots. And I know that they're there. You just can't take a dog anywhere. And unfortunately, this is an adventure that's for me and for this guy right here. I mean, this is our adventure. So I mean, I'm fine with leaving him for a bit, but for the most part, I just want to do things with him. And this is I think the park with the least amount of dog-friendly activities, or at least places to bring your dog. So, also the ticketing system is just horseshit, and that was a perfect example of it back there. So, you know, I'm definitely going to come back here at some point because I will backcountry camp it and sort of see what it has to offer. But at this point, I would not recommend the drive to Glacier National Park if you're bringing your four-legged best friend. Drop them off somewhere. Drop them off at a kennel. Come experience it as you're supposed to, on foot or even on bike. There's all kinds of cool bike trails. I would definitely do that. Even the Going to the Sun Road, which is closed right back there at Avalanche Point, so it's closed for driving. You could still walk it. So you would think, because there's hundreds of people walking it right now because of the ticketing system. You would think, oh sure, bring your dog. Nope, no dogs allowed there either. So I'm gonna go back to camp. I don't know, maybe make a few stops along the way back to camp, and we're gonna pack up and head to other places in Montana tomorrow morning. Man, it feels so weird to not have a positive spin on a place that I've been wanting to go my whole life. Whatever. Well, this part looks neat. I don't want to end this vlog with you thinking I had a bad experience at Glacier National Park. I didn't. It is breathtakingly beautiful here. The mountains, the lakes, the wildlife. But I feel the true beauty of this national park is that it is still very much wild. It is still incredibly free. And I genuinely feel the proper way to truly experience this place is not the way that I did on this trip. This park needs to be adventured on foot, away from the 5 p.m. crowds, and into the awesome untouched nature. I hate to say it, but this is an adventure that got away from me. Lack of planning, lack of preparation, and an overabundance of expectations kept me from really experiencing Glacier National Park. Which means the next time you see me here, you'll see a completely new story written. Until next time, don't be afraid of learning from your mistakes. Never be afraid to grow, to evolve, and always keep exploring life with an open mind.